Hey everybody, I'm Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to today's Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 535. This is a technique-based, full-length, commercial-free class where we bring you not only the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers, but we also incorporate things that you may already have in your crafty stash or things very similar to what I have. Now today is all about pretty. It really is all about pretty. I have new product from Crafter's Companion, 6 new stamp sets that have a coordinating mask, and wait till you see how to use it. But then we're also bringing to you, the first time for us, Tri-Blend markers by Crafter's Companion that are part of their Spectrum Noir line of product. I'm like, Tri-Blend, what? Wait. And to top it all off, the price I was able to get on the I Want It All bundle, drop the mic, walk off the stage. I'm just telling you, drop the mic and walk off the stage. It should retail for $112. It doesn't retail for almost $113. It doesn't retail for that. It doesn't retail for $109 or $99 or even $89. It retails, I've got the I Want It All bundle down to $79.99. So $79, $89, $99, $109. That's a big savings, holy smokes artichokes. So I can't wait to walk you through all of this product, show you how to use it, sometimes maybe how not to use it, or there's something about one of these stamp sets that I need to let you know. There was a little in manufacturing, but that little is your wahoo kachoo because we were able to get it for, well, so I'm gonna do winner chicken dinner, and then we're gonna get started for today. I always announce 2 winner chicken dinners who have won $25 in their account. So they have got a $25 credit right now at Scrapbooking Made Simple. They could go purchase some of this goodness, or they could wait until something makes their heart happy. Whatever it is, that makes my heart happy. As long as you enjoy those winnings, I'm like, yay. So our first, let me get my glasses on. Our first winner chicken dinner is Veronica Luna. Hello, Veronica Luna. How are you doing? Congratulations to you. I'm so happy for you. Wahoo kachoo. You have got a $25 gift card in your online account right now. Can you believe it? What a way to start 2024. So we do clean the slate and we start all over again with winner chicken dinners. So you never know if it's going to be you, but if you don't post, and you have to post a comment below. Live chat comments, they don't count. So if you're watching me during the premiere, there's a live chat going on over here. Hello, I'm Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple. It's so nice to meet you. I'm also a licensed designer for Sizzix, and coming soon, another announcement, but I digress. Do not leave a live chat comment, live chat with me. I'd love to talk to you, but that doesn't count for a winner chicken dinner. You have to post below, and then we approve your comment, so you won't see it right away, but we will approve your comment, and then you go into the running, and your comment can be anything as simple as hello. Really, hello, send, you're entered. Congratulations, you did it. So our first winner who did this correctly was Veronica Luna, but we always pick 2. So our next winner is Linda Batson. Hello, Linda Batson. I got both of these names right. I am the winner chicken dinner. If you're just joining me, I am dyslexic, seriously dyslexic. So the fact that I can pronounce these names properly, I'm very proud of myself at this moment. Veronica and Linda, congratulations. Go spend that $25 any way that makes your heart happy, because that will make my heart happy. And of course we have to do the winner chicken dinner dance because that's what we do. It's tradition. I would sing tradition from Fiddler on the Roof. But I think I'll get flagged for copyright infringement, so I won't. But in my mind, maybe that's where I got it from, because that's kind of like what I do. Okay, so winner, winner, chicken dinner dance. Are you ready? You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, Ka-choo for you. Congratulations to both of you. And if you want me to call your name out eventually, one of these times, post below, and you never know. Look at, I'm a poet and didn't know it. So today, what do I have for you? I have got everything Crafter's Companion. Thrown in, a few little other things thrown in just to make the ease of use for this product. But really it's all about Crafter's Companion. From the stamp sets that are so pretty and so smart, to the mask that comes with them and how you're going to use that to the best of your ability, to the tricolor markers. And I'm like, tricolor? Yes, wait till you see. And then I'm going to be using the stencil and stamp tool from Sizzix. I did a do's and don'ts video for the stencil and stamp tool last week. It already has like 80,000 views on it. It is a long video, but it is an important video if you are going to invest in this tool. It is called the stencil and stamp tool because it is meant for stencils, but you can use it for stamps too. And since I really didn't do that last week, I am going to use it this week for stamping with my Crafter's Companion stamps. So I've got paint brushes from them that are beautiful, not as nice as my watercolor brushes. I don't want to confuse anybody, but I would never use my fine Yasutomo Fusion watercolor brushes to do what I'm doing here. These are, I think they're under $7, and I love the size of them, and they've got this nice grip. So I'm going to walk you through all of that. And I think the first place I'll start is I'm going to tilt down. We're going to get started. I'm going to show you some samples. I'm going to walk you through the I Want It All bundle because we are limited as to how many we have. So I want you to see it ahead of time, and then we're going to work our way into the tricolor and then into the stamps, and we're just going to have a great time. Thank you everybody for being here today. I'm very excited about this YouTube. I've been looking forward to it. I love the product, and I've got a big announcement. There's a big announcement coming out next week. Two big announcements. One for me and one for somebody else. Two big announcements next week. And I leave for Germany in just a few weeks to go to Creative World, where I will be on the Sizzix booth as Stacy Park, licensed designer for Sizzix. I may be on somebody else's booth as well. And then shopping for you as Stacy Scrapbooking Made Simple. I have got a lot of hats to wear in Germany, and I am just going to make the most of every single minute that show is open. And I cannot wait to find the little nugget, that little gem of something that everybody missed out on or nobody paid attention to, or they didn't see it quite the way I did. I'm gonna find that little gem, that little nugget of goodness in Germany, and I'm gonna bring it right back to you and go, woohoo! All right, are you ready to get started for today? Me too. I'm Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Down we go. And down. I made an announcement about Take Two Tuesdays. Those are going to be starting soon. I've just got so much to do. All right, let me show you a couple really beautiful samples. Now these were made with the tri-blend markers and with the stamps and masks from Crafter's Companion. It's a lovely sample. Look at how pretty is this, right? Again, done with masking, tri-blend, so pretty. And then the last one, oh my gosh, I nearly knocked my socks off when I saw this. Honorary SMS girl Katie made this. I'm zooming in so you can see all the little intricate stamping that went around it. And the words, although all of them really have intricate stamping that went around it, all of them. I mean, look at this one. Let me zoom in on this one. My zooming in is me moving it closer to the camera. So see all of that little extra around the flowers? Wait till I show you how it's done. Easy peasy. So I am going to start with the bundle to show you what comes in the bundle. First off, the bundle is not $112.90. It is $79.99. We are limited as to how many we have at that price. Really, we are. What comes in it is 6 stamp sets. And each of the stamp sets has a coordinating mask to go with the flower. So I've got all 6 here. 5 of them are floral. And 1 of them is sentiments. So there we go. Did I get that done? So 5 of them are floral, and 1 of them is a sentiment stamp set that has happy birthday of are the you so sending many, celebrate, congratulations, thanks, enjoy, wonderful, yours. So you can just piece them together and make any sentiment you want. All from Crafters. Now these retail for, I think, $10, and I believe we have them on sale for a little over $8, but not when you buy the bundle. So that's the first thing in the I Want It All bundle. The next thing in the I Want It All bundle is 3 sets of their tri-blend markers. Now you would think that there's 3 in each set. That would be 9 markers, and you would think that means you're going to get 9 colors. But each marker does 3 different colors. So if you have 3 different colors for each marker and 3 markers in each set, you have 9 colors, 9 colors, 9 colors. So 27 colors of markers, and the colors are right there for you. Is it gonna zoom? I don't know if it's gonna zoom. There we go, now it's zoomed. So you have 9 colors, and none of the colors in any of these sets duplicate. These are a water-based marker, not alcohol-based. And yes, we have it all open stock too, absolutely. So you can buy open stock, you can buy the bundle, up to you. The last thing in the bundle are the paint brushes. Love the paint brushes, and they're very inexpensive, very, very wide. It's got a comfort grip. I want to say they're under $7. I believe they're under $7. Love the paint brushes. So for your, what should be $112, for your $79.99, I got you covered. I mean, it's all of it. It's an amazing value, truly an amazing value. But again, we're limited as to how many we have, so I wanted to show it to you first in case you are, there's that one too, in case you are interested. All right, so now we're gonna get into the tri-blends. And I do have 3 sets of them. The 3 sets that I have are essential neutrals, color basics, and floral meadows. And again, there's no repeats. So when you take the markers out, which is easier said than done, this is what they look like. They're a little bit longer than you would normally expect. That's a little bit longer than a typical marker. And you can see they have 3 color bands. Each of them have 3 color bands. So 1, 2, 3. They say tricolor on them, and they say aqua, so you know they're water-based. And then they tell you what color goes where. And the lids will tell you what color goes where. So I have a brush tip marker on this end. I have a brush tip marker on this end. But then I also have a brush tip marker in the middle, giving me 3 distinct colors per marker. Right? Wahoo Kachoo, talk about being on a crafty budget and getting bang for your buck. Or if you have storage issues, getting bang for your buck. So if I open the first one, and again, they're water-based. There are the 3 colors. And this one is the Floral Meadow. Okay, let's do the next 3 colors. Gosh, every shade of green you could want there. And then my last. And these are my, what did I say they were? Floral Meadow. So there are the 9 colors you get in the Floral Meadow. But you only have to find storage for 3 markers. That's it. Let's do the others. I want to show them all to you so you can see what colors you're getting, or what colors you have to choose from. Let's do neutrals next. Holy smokes, artichokes. I'm telling you, I so struggle with their packaging. It's really good. So this one is our Essential Neutrals. Okay, so I've got one, two, three, one, love that color, three, and these are my NEUTRALS, my neutrals. So 9 more colors, 3 more markers. Now let's do the last. The last are the color basics. Can I get it from the top? So color basics. And we've got 1. And remember, none of the colors overlap. 2. Ooh, pretty. 3. 4, 5, 6, and then my last 7, 8, 9. And these are my basics. So there are your 27 colors. Nine markers. 27 colors. Hello. Right? I know. Amazing. So this is what we're going to be playing with today, primarily with these. I do have my color pad, black ink, so we can stamp if we want to use some water, but we are going to be primarily playing with these. And the brushes I want to show you. These are used because I've been using them. Love, just like I love my fusion brushes from Yasutomo. See, I love how big this flat brush is. I love the sizing of them. I love that they have that comfortable hand grip and that they're somewhere between $6 and $8 for the set. And for that, you can use them with your acrylic paints or your watercolor. You're just kind of messing around, and I wouldn't use my fine watercolor brushes necessarily with acrylic paints, never. But I would absolutely use these anytime. Well, I'm just going to keep it out with my acrylic paints because I don't have to worry about them. They're not going to get destroyed. So these are fun brushes. These are brushes that you can use without worrying too much because the bristles are the way they are. They're a synthetic bristle. So it really won't be harmed by using lots of different mediums with them. Whereas my beautiful Yasutomo watercolor brushes, I save for my special watercolor moments. I'm going to be kind of splattering and playing and inking. So that's a great opportunity right there. So, yay. But now let's talk about what these do. And I guess the best way to show you is to go ahead and bring out some of the stamps. So I'm going to keep those here and handy, and I'm going to bring out the stamps. So one of them is a sentiment set, so I'm not going to play with that too much, but I think I will. I don't know. I like them all. It's hard for me to decide what I want to play with. So I think I will use this one, or maybe I'll use the rose first. Maybe I'll use the rose first. Inside is a photopolymer stamp set. It has a main image. But then it has all of these little extra elements around it. And there's a reason for those. It's not that they just had space and they filled it in. There was a reason for those. And inside is also a mask. It's not a stencil, it's a mask. So it is going to mask over my main element. I think I will start with just stamping. And to do that, I will use the Stamp and Stencil, or the Stencil and Stamp tool from Sizzix. So this is the Stencil and Stamp tool. I showed it off last week, did a huge do's and don'ts video on it. It really is a stencil tool that happens to stamp as well. Has this very cool lid that just comes right on and off. And when you're stenciling, When you're stenciling, you can just put this lid away. You can just put it out of your way. But when you're stamping, you're going to need it. Now, it is a larger workspace. There's no question about it. Keeping in mind that this wasn't designed to just be a stamp platform. That's the added benefit of this. Really, it's meant for stenciling, and we all know that there's A4 stencils out there, there's 8x8 stencils out there, and how this allows you to line stencils up and do layering stencils. Go back and watch the do's and don'ts of the stencil and stamp platform or tool. It was last week's video. It is very long, but if you're thinking about investing in this tool, this is the tool. Then take the time to watch the class. You'll see the do's and the don'ts of this tool so that you can make the best, most informed decision. Today, I'm going to work with it as a stamping platform. And yes, you could get out your smaller stamping platform. I hear you. I don't have a smaller stamping platform right now, so I'm going to use this as opposed to just using my blocks. There is two sides to the lid. There's one that is gridded, and there's a side that is smooth. Now, while your stamps will cling to either side, it's always advantageous to use the smooth side. It'll cling better. Can you do clear and red rubber or gray rubber, whatever rubber stamps you have with this tool? Yes, you can. It will accommodate everything, and you don't have to flip anything over. You don't have to add anything. You don't have to change anything. What is down here is a piece of sticky grid, and a sheet of sticky grid comes with the tool, along with the alignment tool, which is down here. This is used solely for your stencils. And again, what this little green, mint green, plasticky tool does is ingenious. But for that, that's last week's class. We're working on this week's class. So this is sticky grid, and it is in an A4 size because that is the size that they have given you to use as a workspace. It stays sticky for a long time. And what sticky grid does is it holds your paper in place. That's the most important thing that it does. Will you have to replace it? Yes, in time, you will. But they sell it 5 sheets to a pack, and it really does go a long way. I am going to sacrifice this one, maybe. So you can see that sticky grid is basically Post-it note on both sides. It's strong enough to hold something in place, but also releases very easily. I have another Stampin' Stencil. I'm going to keep that and put that down there, and we'll use it on my other one. I have 2 of these because we have 2 for the girls downstairs in the shop. So you take your sticky grid that comes with it, and I want you to find the side that doesn't have the grid on it. I'm looking for the side that doesn't have the grid. I'm not trying to pull the side that has the grid. I don't want to pull the liner for the side that has the grid. I want to start with the side that doesn't have the grid. And they were very clever to leave you this little handhold so that you can easily separate them. Very clever. I was not as clever on my sticky dots, and I would love to be that clever. So if you pull this off, you've now exposed one side of the tack. I want to put that down. They've given you a little guide here. I'm just going to line it up to the best of my abilities inside that little guide. And there's a little divot right here. That little divot is so that you can come in and pull this up at any time and just make it easy to get off of your stencil and stamp platform. So I've got it down. Now I have to expose the other side. And I want that grid side facing up because it has alignment tools on it. So you can see it has a grid here, and I believe this would be an A6 card. You could have 4 A6 cards here and just line them up perfectly. And some people will try and save the liner and put this down when they're done using it to keep any dust off of it. It won't stay down on its own. It will pull and roll back up. But if you put it down and you close your platform on it, then it will stay down. If you open your platform, it's going to kind of roll again. But if you put it down because you want to keep any dust off of your sticky grid to extend its life, then you do this. I haven't found that even if I just close it up, just by closing it up, the nature of that, it seems to keep it clean enough that I haven't had a problem. So I've got this now ready to go for stamping, not for stenciling. I'm not using it for stenciling today. And I can then take my paper, piece of paper, and I can position it anywhere I want on my sticky grid. And if I don't like it there, I can move it over here. And if I don't like it there, I can move it over here. Will there be a slight residue on the back side? There can be. It can feel a little sticky on the back side. And all you do is rub and you're back to normal. It's nothing that you would see. You won't see any residue, but you may feel it. And you just give a nice little rub and it's gone. So the sticky grid is really meant to hold my paper in place. Then I bring over my stamp. And these are a photopolymer stamp. So now I can lay my stamp anywhere I want it. Do I want it there? Do I want it down here? Do I want it this way? How do I want to orientate my stamp? There. Close it up, give a press, pull it up, and you've now positioned your stamp in place. Ready to go. So I think the first way I'm going to use my little, my aqua blending tri-blend inks is just using it as a watercolor. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink up my stamp. I'm just going to ink up my stamp right on my block with my waterproof ink. And I'm using waterproof ink because I'm going to use water and I don't want it to smear. This is by Jacquard. It's a wonderful ink. Bring back over. Press. Up. And I've got my image. Now, if I'm not happy with that image, if I want that image darker, not a problem. Slide it over. Ink it up again. Because it is a positioner, it will realign with my original stamped image and let me darken it up. Do I want it darker? I bring it over. Or did I miss a space? Having a stamp positioner is very handy, especially if you struggle with stamping. This allows you to restamp again and again and again without moving anything or trying to align it up on your own. And just like that, I have got a beautiful impression. Beautiful, and my paper's not moving because it's on sticky grid. My lid comes on and off easy peasy. It just slides right back in. Now I'm going to decide, I'm going to color this, and I'm going to do just a basic watercolor. So I've got my little blending mat here. In fact, I might even want my bigger size. Here, my blending mat. So this is a woodware blending mat, and it comes in an A4 size, so it's actually the size of my platform here, and I have cut it in half, and then I cut that down to like a 6x6, and then I have a little piece over here somewhere so that if I need just a small piece, but I usually take one and cut it up because you can then determine what size you need for what project you're using. I'm going to leave this right on here, and I'm just going to work right on this work surface. That's what I'm going to do. I have got my my tri-blend markers. I have got my paint brushes, and one of the easiest ways to use the tri-blends is to palette paint. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to palette paint. I wonder if I could. There, I think I'm good. Okay, so I'm going to take my marker and let's see, what color do I want? Let's try my pink. And I'm just going to scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble some color right on it. I'm going to pick up my paintbrush. And now if this was all I was doing, could I use my Yasutomo? Yes, if all I was going to do is palette paint, I could definitely use my Yasutomo Fusion paint brushes, my watercolor brushes. But I'm going to be doing a little more with these so that the big flat brush is just beautiful. Both of the brushes are beautiful. Take a little bit of water, mix it into my color. The more water I add, the more diluted my color becomes. So if I wanted I added oodles of water into my color, oodles and oodles and oodles of water, that's going to dilute the color down to a very, very light, very light color, just a super soft pink. But if I go in and I add more of the ink, my color starts to darken up. And if I go in and I add more of the ink and less water, my color starts to darken up. So whenever you're using a watercolor or a water-based pen or marker, the opportunities are pretty endless. You can get the color as faint can be, but then you can also keep it very saturated, so that your 27 colors now are literally hundreds of colors based off of how much water you use when you are blending with them. So if I come in here and I just put some water, I'm just going to color the whole thing in a super light pink, and I'm not being overly picky about where I'm getting I'm just trying to get the whole thing done in a light pink as a base. Just a little bit of a base color. And you can do these with Tombos, you can do these with the Marvy. We have the Marvy Le Plume 2. We use those all the time. These are very comparable to those. Do you have to have these if you have those? No, the only reason why you would get these is if there were colors that you wanted to add to your collection, because yes, you will be able to use these in conjunction with your Tombos or your Marvies. Sure. Okay, so I've got a little bit of color down. I didn't make a mess with my ink because I used a waterproof ink. And then I can come back and I can start adding, I know I'm going to get my hands in this. I can start adding some darker tones to it. I'm still using the same ink. I'm not changing anything. I'm still using the same. I bet that one that I had, the smaller one, it's around here somewhere, would have been perfect. So now I can come back and start toning it. And because I'm using the same color ink, of course it's going to work. It's the same color. It's the same ink. All I have to do is add a little bit less water, and I can start adding some highlights and some shadows to it. And you see me doing this. This is me pulling color off of my marker or off my paintbrush. I want to be able to blend it in. So I'm almost dry painting. It's almost a dry brush painting at some point. And I can just keep pulling up color. And putting it down and blending it in. It really doesn't take much to palette paint. Truly it doesn't. I could go in and maybe add a slightly different color if I wanted to change it up a little bit. I could use this kind of orangey towards the tops and blend it down in. And it's a think long, think wrong type of process. Don't get too hung up on it. Just get it done. Just paint it. And if you think you don't like it, keep painting. Do not stop. You have to give the finished product a chance to shine. I don't give too much thought about where I'm putting my color. If I want my orange at the top, then I do my orange at all the tops. And I just keep filling in. So this is an easy, simple way to use a water-based marker. The Tim Holtz, well, gosh, I don't think they make Tim Holtz Distress markers anymore. I think those are discontinued. And I think that Tim is on his last color of distress. Maybe. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Can never say never. But I think Tim will be launching that pretty soon. Could even be sometime today. But imagine having the most beautiful markers to make the most beautiful rose. Done. I think I'm happy with that. What do we think? Well, I talked, I colored. Pretty easy peasy. Now you may be an excellent watercolorist, and these are going to be lovely for you too. I'm just a let's see what happens kind of girl. So I've got that done. Now let me go in and add in some green. And then we will move on. I'm going to finish this one because I think I might use it later. Water to just clean down your blending mat. And let's see. I always start with my lightest color first. I still got some pink in there. All right, well, so be it. And just like I did before, I'm just going to put down my lightest color everywhere. That way I know I've got a foundation going on. And I'm good. It only takes a long time if you want it to take a long time. It doesn't have to. That's really up to you. Now my next green. I And add a little of my darker green over the top. Now you see, I'm just going for it. Get a little bit more green. Nope, not that one. Just so I can finish up. Have I got the entire thing done? No, there's a few little white spaces. I like white spaces. I like negative space. Now my darkest green. I'll put it where there's no water. Do I like that green? Oh yeah, no, I like that green. Okay, little water. And now I just come back in and add a little bit of kind of shadow. And they just kind of melt into each other. Palette painting is not hard. And it doesn't have to take a long time to get a coloring done. You just got to go for it. Remember, you're only talking about white paper. That's all we've used right now is white paper and your time. Well, you're creating, you're crafting, you're learning. So it's worth the time to take and just sit there and play with no expectations of anything and see what happens. It's amazing what happens when you give yourself permission to play and you're not expecting perfection. You just let it be. It really is beautiful what you can achieve when you give yourself permission to fail. It's freeing. Yes, you're giving yourself permission to fail. You're giving yourself permission for it to look awful. You're gonna yucky, you don't like it. But by doing that, you've also given yourself permission to experiment and to try. And I am not an artist. I'm a crafter. But I'm not too sad with this one. I'm not angry about this. And with 9 markers, I can get so much done. So that's the first way to use the Crafter's Companion Aqua markers. I'm going to put this off to the side and we may come back to it. Very well may come back to it. So when I say off to the side, I think that's what I mean over there so I don't lose it. I'm going to pull a different stamp. Maybe we try this one. Let's get a piece of paper, put it on my sticky grid, put my lid on with my smooth side down, smooth, gridded. Goes right into my platform, easy peasy. I mean, this lid is ingenious. I think every tool should have that lid on it. And then let's take my sunflower, or do I want this? I don't know. This one's very pretty. This one is Perfect Peony. It's very pretty. Again, it's photopolymer. I'm gonna put these off to the side. I'm going to decide where I want it on my paper. I always give myself plenty of paper because I can trim it down, close it up, zoop, give a press, pick it up, and we are good to go. Now for this, I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to come in and I'm going to use those markers to ink directly to my stamp, And I will start with a light color, maybe a yellow. And I'm going to take my stamp and my marker, and the marker is going to go directly to the stamp. Now notice, I am not holding my marker like this coloring. I have it off to the side. I'm trying to get the side edges to hit all of my stamp. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to put a little bit of ink everywhere using the side of my stamp. Now I know I need green. So same thing, I'm going to hit everywhere with some green. And I think that's good. And then I need a little bit for my stem. Oh, I bet I missed that one right there. A little bit of a stem. And then I think I missed a little bit of my green here. So now I've added marker to my entire stamp. Normally we would do something called huffing, where you bring it up to your mouth and you kind of on it. But I can also take and just do a slight misting of water. Turbo Mister from Creative Expressions. No, from Couture Creations. Thank you. It is the best little mister I've ever had. It locks up in place, so you can not use it if you don't want to. If you want to make sure that it doesn't leak over everything, you can lock it. It sprays the finest mist. So I'm just going to give just a little bit of a spray, which is mimicking me huffing on it. Don't want too much water. Put my lid right back on in. I might have too much water. Yeah, a little bit too much water. So a little on the water side, but I'm going to just keep going. So I'm going to wipe it off. And because I'm not moving my stamp, because I'm not moving my paper, I'm going to take out some of that water and I'm going to come back in with my yellow again because I can. And this time I think I'm going to add a little bit of darker. Now I might not need to add water to this at all. Let's put it back in and let's push it down and let's see. Press, press, press. And I'm starting to add color. Let's add more. Take it out, lay it down. It is your work surface, easy peasy. And let's add maybe some vibrant. Let's add a little bit of vibrant pink to it. And maybe a little bit on the darker green. A little bit of darker green. Close it up. Press. And I just keep adding color. That is so simple. So simple. What if I wanted it to go? Should I wipe it off a little bit? Take a baby wipe. Get some of my color up. I'm just using water and my baby wipe. I think that's probably good. Do I want to move it? Pick it up, start with a yellow, just because I like yellow. And this time I might go straight to the pink. I haven't even done the green yet. Nope, not enough. Although I like that pink. And I hadn't misted it before, but maybe I give just a hair bit of a mist. Like almost nothing. You know, I think I just got a big drop right there. Boom. Take up that big drop. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's getting there. Should I continue? Let's do the greens. And I'm using my side. And I just go in and just add some color. I don't want to use that tip of my pen because I want to keep that tip nice and pointy. These are brush tip and I don't want to lose that. And maybe just a hair bit of the darker green, just to say we did it. And maybe just a little bit of our brown. And I'm not going to get it wet. We'll see what happens. Drop it right back in. And press. A little bit more. Where did I miss? Kind of on my stem a little bit, but really that's it. And maybe I want a little bit yellow. Maybe I do want a little bit of yellow on here. Drop it in and press. There's no remeasuring, there's no trying to line it back up. It just does its thing. Oh, I like it. Okay, like it with a little bit more of the yellow in there. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Yay, I like my second one better than I like my first one. So I can position them anywhere that I want. It's up to me. I have options. And I used my marker to color. Let's clean this one up. And let's do a single one this time. I'm just going to do a single one. So my marker may be stained, or my stamp may be stained by my markers. As long as you know that it's clean, that's not a problem. Dry it off. Make sure my paper is down on my sticky grid and nothing moves. Put my stamp where I want it. Close it up. Pick it up. Nothing transferred. I don't know if that's the color I want. Okay. I'm not even going to worry if I got the whole thing because I know I can add more and come back. Down we go. Pull it up. Oh, not bad. This time I think I'm going to come in with the yellow. Down, press, and back up. Get in there. What other color do I want to add? Maybe a little bit of the pink. And now I'm just coloring the whole thing. Okay, let's add some green. So I'm just going to do a single because then we're going to pull the masks out that come with the stamps. There's a little bit of green. A little bit of darker green. Give it a press. Up. And then come back and do more if I need. So I'm going to add a little more green. And then I'm going to add the stem in the brown. Even though I did it in green, I'm just going to go ahead and do it in brown on top of that. Again, I'm not using my point, I'm using the side. And let's see what we get. Bam. Oh yeah, beautiful. Love it. I'm gonna stop. Now the nice thing about this tool is that there's no high lip. So you can move 12 by 12 paper anywhere and all over. If you wanted to create a background on 12 by 12 paper with stamping, well, hello, this is the tool for you, especially if you want to make sure that that stamp lines up every time. Start here, stamp, start there, stamp. And when you've started here, you make sure your stamp is exactly the intensity you want it to be, then you move over and you stamp here because the paper's not going to move. There's no lip, so you can take it right off the side. For stamping and stenciling, having that functionality, that option of having a larger sheet of paper is lovely. I'm really happy with that. I'm not going to do any more to it. And I'm just going to leave this as my work surface. I'm just going to work on this the whole time. Next thing is the stencil. It's not really a stencil, it's a mask. And it is in the shape of the main image. So this is going to mask it off. So if you wanted to add color around this, you don't ruin this. This is just masking it right off. It's not a stencil because it's covering something up. It's hiding something. It's masking it off. The only trouble was, well, my gosh, okay, so you want to use this because you want to come in and you want to color around it. But how do you keep it from moving? They didn't give you any place to tape it down. You're really kind of stuck. Well, I thought, what could we use to put this down? I don't want to use adhesive. I'm not, or a spray adhesive. I'm not a big fan of that. And I want something that can be reusable again and again and again. So I went and I thought, you know, they have sticky grid, the same stuff this is, in several different sizes. They have it in a size, like an A5 size right here. They have small little sheets. These happen to be by Tim. Well, they're the Tim Holtz brand. Sizzix has the Tim Holtz brand and the Sizzix brand. I happen to have the Tim Holtz brand right now. That's what I've got. So, so that's what we're gonna put out. I think if I find the Sizzix ones, I'll do the Sizzix ones. I'll look and see. But we're gonna put a small pack of sticky grid. Now the same thing, they've given you two little tabs so that you can pull apart, and your sticky grid is in the middle. I highly recommend that you go ahead and pull one side off, and for this it doesn't matter if you use the grid side, the non-grid side. Pull one side off and then put it back, and then loosen the other side as well, because we're going to cut into this and I want this to be able to pull off no matter where I cut it. So if I just loosen it up, then it doesn't matter if I don't cut from this side or if I cut this side off. This is where those little tabs were. But if I cut from here, say I cut from this side where there's no tabs, trying to pull it off, well, you know, you got to get your fingernail in there to get both sides off. But if you loosen it up a little bit, you're going to be just fine. Now I'm going to take a piece and I'm going to cut off Just about so much. And because I loosened it, it comes right off easy peasy. And I'm going to put that right on the back side of my stencil, my mask. And then I'm going to lay my mask right back on top. And I'm good to go. Now it's loose down here. Yes, I'm going to have to be a little careful, but lo and behold, surprise, surprise to me, these masks were not done so that you could come in and ink all over. No, I know, shocking, right? When I finally started to play with these, it dawned on me, hey, all of those background images that they've been giving you, all of those background images, what are those for? Well, if you use the mask, you can now stencil, or you can now stamp those background images to kind of give yourself a shabby chic look without doing any damage and inking anything over what you just did. And you can take them from the different sets. They all work within. They allow you to mix and match. They're interchangeable. You can take all the little pieces from all the different sets to make it work. So I could take, and for this, I am going to use one of my little blocks. I've got a few little blocks. I'm going to pull this one and this one because these seem to be small. And I could take the script that comes with the rose. And I could put that on there. Now, it's up to me. What color do I want it to be? I don't know. What color do I want it to be? Do I want it to be black? I suppose I could just do some black. Let's start with black. I'm just going to ink it up. And now because I've got my mask there, I can stamp kind of right in an odd space. I'm trying to see which way is up. An odd space that you normally maybe wouldn't be able to stamp. And up. It's like, but you just went over it. I didn't though, I promise. Let's ink it up again. And we can stamp. And do I want to use a different one? Do I want to use one from the peony? This little flourish is sure pretty. There. Okay. And no, I think we'll just do one of those. And is there anything else I want on here? Maybe I want the word peony, because it does come with the words. So I've got vintage floral. How about vintage peony? I can put that there. peony. And do I want the word vintage? There. So now I've stamped all the way around, right on my mask, so that when I take it off, it hasn't affected my image at all. It's like you stamped that first almost, because it's tucked behind. Very cool. That is what the intent of that mask is, to go over. Now I can take my baby wipe and wipe it on down. I can take my sticky grid and put that right over the top of it, and now I save that. I use that forever. Well, until it doesn't stick anymore, which should last for quite some time. Now do I want to color it? What do I want to do? So now I can come back. Well, let's leave this one as is. Maybe. And maybe we bring this one back. And my rose mask is right here. Fits right over. I take a little bit of my sticky grid right here, cut myself off a nice little piece. Save the liner because I'm going to want to put it over the top once I'm done. There's really no other way to hold the mask down in place unless you literally are holding the mask in place. I could even do two little pieces. And I'm not going to take it off the mask when I'm done. I'm going to leave them there so that I can use, oh, that's way too big. I can cut this in half. Even this is too big. Little tiny pieces. Okay, now let's put it back down and we'll cement it down again. There, now my mask is in place. Now I have opportunity again. This time I'm not going to stamp around it. I did this one. And I may come back and color this one. Okay, leave that one there. But now I can color this, and I can palette paint with it. Let's wipe off my palette. And let's see what colors we want to use. So what if I start, I don't know that I want to go, well, I like that light gray. If I start, maybe with this one. That's pretty gray. That's pretty brown. Oh, I think I like that one. So we'll wipe this down. Dry it off because I want to always put my marker on dry. I think it was the middle one, right? And I'm going to take my brush, add a little water. Let's go back just a little bit. Oh, got a black thing from my sweater. And I just add color all around it. I'm just trying to shabby chic it up a little bit. So I'm not adding color here because it's wet. I want to add color where it's dry and then add the water into it. And I'm about leaving brush strokes and all sorts of stuff. All right, I've got that color down. Now what do we want to do? We want to go in with I forget what color this was. We want to go in with maybe a rose color or a darker brown. I don't know. Let's try. And I'm just going to go for it. And maybe I come in and I do just a little bit darker of the same color or a different color. Decisions, decisions. I have no idea what this is going to look like. And maybe I come back with that rose. And I get it wet. That's not dark enough. I need darker. Darker. And I just splatter. And maybe I want some bigger drops. Okay, did I do too much? The cool thing is we have no idea what it's going to look like. Could be awful. But if it is, what did I waste? A few minutes of my time. I learned something because, well, if I don't like it, I learned, and some white paper. My little sticky grids off. And nothing happened to my center. But what if I did want to come back before I do that? What if I do want to come back? And I want to add some stamps. Line it up, and let's see what stamps do I want to use. And then let's pull another one. Maybe the cute little key. Cute. And then maybe one more. What do I want to use for my last one? Maybe one more. What if we use the word dream? I don't know if I can do it in that super light brown. Was this it? No, that's dark. I'm thinking it was this one. Yeah, we can try. Oh, it's so soft against that. Okay. Maybe a little light. Let's go a little darker. Better. I think I'll do that one down. It won't line up, but I'll be close. There, you can see it. Okay, so now I inked it, and I colored it, and I stenciled, or I did just about everything you can to this one. And then I pull it off. And it was like, how did you do that? How did you not affect the stamp? Easy. Now I'm looking at it and I'm going, these colors don't necessarily go with those colors, so maybe I'm going to come back in here. You're like, really? I'm like, yeah, maybe. It's water. I can. Maybe I toned down a little bit of that pink. Just tone down that pink just a little bit. And then maybe I take some of the yellow. I just changed the entire look of this entire thing. Nope, not that color. I just changed the look of this entire, started with a hot pink and ending with a more toned to go with my background. I can trim it out. I'm going to leave a little bit of that white negative space. These are super easy to do. It makes you look like such a flippin' rock star. And yet all the work was done by a stamp and a stencil. Let's do another one. Let's do the sunflower. So what do I want the sunflower to look like? Let's grab a piece. Oh, and I have these too. Gosh, do I want to use those? But I just did that one. No, I didn't. So I did this one and this one, but I haven't colored this one yet. Okay, so let's put this over just a little bit. I'm going to throw these away. Put this down. I'm going to put I've got my sticky on the back of it, my sticky grid. I'm going to line it up. Grab my blending. And maybe we go super dark. And maybe I use my little brush because I don't have a mask over here, not yet. Little wet. And maybe I can get away with the next size up. I'm just going to hold my stem down and just go for it. And my big one. All right, I got that side done. I can pull this water from up here. So here I'm going to have to be a little careful. And I'm literally just letting the mask do the work. And if it slides a little bit underneath, it slides a little bit underneath. Okay, I'm going to move my mask. Woo! And now I'm going to put it over here and do a wash, rinse, and repeat. So again, I need to be a little careful in some of the areas. But then I can be free and let it go. Hold it in place. And a little bit more color. And it kind of looks like a hodgepodge mess. And I'm just going for it. And yes, I'm getting it on my sticky grid. My sticky grid will be fine. And then I can go in and cut. And what started as just a hodgepodge mess now looks like that works. And I just went, I mean, you saw me. There was no rhyme. There was no reason. I got it on my sticky grid. Yes, my sticky grid is still sticky. Holy smokes, artichokes. These are so simple to do. And you can't make a mistake. You just can't. If I wanted to go back in and stamp over the top of it, I could put my masks back down, but I like that. It's dark and it's light. It's kind of mysterious and very artsy fartsy. Don't know that that's an actual term, but it is. And I like the way they look. I like how simple they are to do. I could just add a little bit of color around this whole thing, or just put a wash. Yeah, just a little bit of a wash around the whole thing. Just to soften that white just a little bit. Anybody remember what colors we used on this one? I'll say there was I'm going to go with this one. Okay, just a little bit of a wash, just take off some of that white. Bwahahaha. Love these, and they're affordable. And because you get, boy, did I make a mess. Because you get all the stamps and the extra little stamps to go with, I mean, you can create and create and create. You can use the little stamps all by themselves. Ooh, I did not put these back in any kind of an order, but that's okay. They're on here now. And each set has their own little stamps to go around it, whether they be more, they're all kind of vintagey to give you that look. Oh, there's vintage. I think I put Dream on here by mistake, but that's okay. So let's see, what other one did I pull? Oh, the sunflower. So I'm still on my sticky grid, and I'm still using it, and it's still sticking, and there's no problem with it. Even though it's been marked up, I'm just using it as a work surface. So if I do this one, and I cut a piece of paper, and I bring over, okay, what did I do with the stencil for it? Right here. Oh, look at it, it's already got a piece of sticky grid on the back of it. Happy day for me. So if I put this here, I don't know, do I want to make a background? I don't know. Let's take my lid, smooth side of my lid down, pop it right on in, because that's how it rolls. Oh, wrong direction. The lid just comes in and out. Can't get any easier than that. Stamp down, press, pull it up. Ink. Stamp. Ink again because I want it darker. Not that it's bad, it came out great, but I can make the color a little darker. Put it back in. Stamp. Oh, that looks good. Take my lid off and now decide what I want to do. I think that's good. And then I think that's good. And something with some words on it. I don't know, too much? Ah. I'm going to say done because I'll just keep going. Lift it off. Stamped all the way around it perfectly. Didn't make a mess anywhere. That's my happy day right there. My mask right there. Put my little sticky grid back on it. think I did too much. And I think I'm gonna actually, leave. I'm gonna put my mask back on. I can put a little piece under there. What happened to those little pieces I had? Because I had some small little bitty pieces. I'll cut another small little bitty piece because it's not going to take much to put that down. And I don't throw these away. Once I put them on my mask, I save them. Unless I get them too wet or something like that. What if we went in the greens this time? Oh, I think it went underneath. All right. Let's try a little more green. Let's try a little more green. I'm still using the same color green. I'm using less and less water. What do we think? I think that's enough. Yes. I'm just going to leave it white. And then I'm just going to trim it down. can't get any easier than that. Oh, but my cutting's really bad. Now that green is so prominent. It just makes the whole thing stand out. I've left some negative space. My green is kind of hodgepodge all over the place. I could do these all day long because it doesn't require me to necessarily think. And I like that because it allows me to create. I've given myself permission for them to turn out any way they turn out. And then I will go from there. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I love them in the black. I love them where I was able to color them directly from the markers. I just think they're stunning. I want to go in here and fix this. I want to change the color, but I won't. Now there is one that I need to tell you about. There is one I need to tell you about. Let me put this off to the side. Love them. And they're affordable. Oh my gosh, are they affordable? They're somewhere around $8 each. Where's the one I need to tell you about? Nope, not that one. Oh, it's this one. All right, let's do this one because you got to see it to understand it. So this is the daffodil, and it is beautiful. It is beautiful, but there was a slight hiccup in the manufacturing. The stamp is stunning, and the stamp is perfect. Gosh, I've got a mess going on. I can't even see my markers through my stuff. I only have 9 of them to keep track of. You think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Missing one. I only have 9 of them to keep track of. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm missing a marker. Where could it have gone? Couldn't have gone too far. And it's big. Anybody see it? Oh, right there. Hello. Thank you. Okay, so the stamp on this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. It is the stencil that is not so much. So what we've done is, one, the bundle price reflects the issue with this stamp. And then if you just wanted to buy this one set, we put it on sale for 50% off, even though there's only, I don't know, 92% of it is perfect. There's only 8% that's got a little bit of a problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. See, in my sticky grid, I have added water, I've got ink, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and I'm debating. No, we'll do black. Put my lid in, just pops right on in, and give a press. And remember, this is not a stamp positioner. This is actually meant for stencils. The bonus is the stamp positioner. But if you love stencils and you want to see the best way to use stencils, especially layering stencils, or when you want to make a stencil bigger than what it really is, go back to watch last week's video. Okay, I'm gonna pop that right on out, darken it up. See, I like that I can pop it right on out and lay it right on top of my workspace. Pop it right back on in. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Super dark. Now I can just lay that to the side. And here is where the problem lies. Well, I'm going to sticky grid it. Sticky grid right there. Another piece right there. They didn't give you enough room or a way to put these masks down without using something. And I have found sticky grid to be the best thing because you can reuse it again and again and again. You can leave it right on the mask. There. Now I don't have to hold anything because my sticky grid is holding everything. It's like having a magnet. That's lovely. Okay, so can you see right here? My stencil is slightly off. It fits everywhere else, but this little tiny area right there is not exactly straight. And to get it straight, if you want to be able to do that little tiny area, you have to turn your stencil. And now you can see it's off everywhere else. I'm okay. Now you may never want to use the masks and you're getting the stamp for $5. You're getting it at 50% off. I'm okay with working around it. And just going for it and just working, kind of working around it and doing my thing. Do I want to add any? Do I want to add some things around this? I want to add that. Maybe that. Maybe I do a little bit of this one. And maybe I use the word. Oh, this one comes with such pretty ones. Elegant and Daisy. And maybe I throw this flourish. So I've taken things from all sorts of different ones for this. And I lift up, and it's so pretty. Now I went ahead and stamped all the way around, even where the mask wasn't covering, and it looks fine. I went ahead and stamped anyway, right over the top of it, and look at how beautiful this looks. It's lovely. Lovely, 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 and so easy. Got it wet. I don't think that's the orange I want. Look at how simple is this. I'm not even going to color. I'm going to leave them white. I'm just going to come in here and add the green. Even where the stencil didn't cover, it's just fine. I stamped right over the top of it. But it's not perfect. But it is half price. So you balance the tiny little mishap on the stencil with the amazing price. And you may never use that mask anyway. But gosh, it looks good. All right. I really wouldn't do too much more to this. So now you know one of them has a little little tiny issue. But it's an issue we can forgive, especially when we're getting it for the price. This one's so pretty. And you're done. 9 markers, 27 colors, 5 stamps that are floral with an unlimited amount of ways to color them and stamp them, because you can take all the little bits and pieces from all the other different stamps and coordinate it. 1 stamp set that is all words that I didn't even use. They're on some of the samples. And and the masks. It's craziness. It's how good it is for the price. The creativity that it gives you is just, it's limitless. As long as when you sit down, you give yourself permission to try. You give yourself permission to step outside. You give yourself permission to fail. It's only white paper, because when you give yourself that permission to say it's not going to be perfect, what if it's not perfect? Then you've given yourself permission to be creative. Take that weight of perfection off your shoulders and let's play. I like to play, but I don't want the stress. So I say it's going to be what it's going to be. And can I finish these off and make them beautiful? Of course I can. I can go get some paper and start matting it. And the minute you add the mat and the card base, and all of a sudden it becomes so much more than it was. It just does. The minute you start to add those mats, it anchors it, it supports it, and it gives you beautiful, beautiful results. When these came out, when I saw these, and I said, I'm sorry, what are they called? Try what? And I played with them, and I said, okay, I get it. I want to put my lid on. I get it. 9 markers, 27 colors that can be toned to anything you want. If you have Tombos, if you have Marvies, do you need these? Only if there's colors here that make your heart happy, or you want a travel set of 9 markers. Woohoo, Stacy! 9 markers that are easy to travel with as opposed to a whole tub full. It's up to you. They're a water-based marker. So what makes them unique and different is not the formula of the ink. What makes them unique and different is that there's 3 of them in a marker. 1, 2, 3. The stamp sets, however, are unique in the fact that you get the stamp, you get all of these embellishments around it and the mask, and that the embellishments around it can be used with any of the sets, any of them. The mask can be used all by itself if you want. The stamp can be used all by itself if you want. And then they've given you the words to go with. Easiest way to hold them down is with sticky grid. Now I'm showing you the Tim Holtz one. If we have the Tim Holtz, I'll put the Tim Holtz on sale. If I have the Sizzix one, I'll put the Sizzix one on sale. Makes no difference. It's all the same and it's all the same size. So easy peasy. And I absolutely will put my little piece back over the top and save all my sticky grid because it's still sticky. and save it until it's one. And since it's a small piece, it doesn't pull up like the big pieces, not so much. But I would absolutely save all of that. And then you've got them and you use them whenever you want and you can just put them right back down again. We've got the paint brushes on sale. It's part of the I Want It All bundle. So the markers, the stamps, the markers, and the paint brushes are what's the I Want It All bundle. And it's not $112, almost $113. It's $79.99, but we're limited. And then we have everything open stock. So if you just love one, you can just get the one you love the most. We've got the Jacquard waterproof as part of our YouTube Yummies. We've got the blending mat. Blending mat. $4.40 when it's on sale. You can't do better. This is just an awesome thing. This is what I've been using all day long to blend all of those colors on with my water. I just cut it up. I cut it in half, and then I gave myself a 6x6 piece and then a little piece in case. And that probably would have been a good piece for me today. We have that on sale for you. We'll keep the stamp and stencil tool, the stencil and stamp tool on sale. It's on sale. It was part of last week's YouTube Yummies for the do's and the don'ts. It comes with the adapters for the stencils. Please watch that YouTube if you're going to buy this. It's that important. It regularly is, I think, $65.98, and we have it on sale for $48.99 plus $5.95 shipping, and it's going to come directly from Sizzix. But last week I didn't use it as a stamp platform at all. I spent over 3 hours using it as a stencil tool. And what I did with different size stencils, layering stencils that were not supposed to be made an all over stencil, I did it all. It is well worth the price of admission to watch that class if you're interested in getting this tool. Love the tool because the lid comes right off and that becomes your workspace. Don't need to have too much room. If you've got this much room, this tool will fit for you. Put your lid back on. You don't have to pop it in or try and fix it to go in. It just slides in and out. And you've got this enormous workspace for your stencils and your stamps and your 12 by 12 paper. You can go anywhere because there's no lip anywhere. So you can take your paper everywhere. We'll put the sticky grid. The sticky grid will be on sale just in case you want more sheets of it. This is the A4. It's the same thing as the little one I was using. So you can get the little ones if you want to use them for the masks. You can get the big ones and cut just what you need. You have options there. All right, that's everything that's on sale. How about I show you some samples? So I think I did this one earlier. So she stamped it twice like I was doing. I stamped one of them twice. And how beautiful is this? There's the one with the little problem. But it doesn't look like it has a little problem here, does it? And look at how gorgeous is this. This is using the coloring. Just made a wash of the back. Isn't that pretty? And look at that. My goodness, that's beautiful. So heat embossed, colored, inked, stamped. This one's by Mary, honorary SMS girl Mary. Look at how pretty, just stamped and then color washed. This one is stunning. This one is by SMS girl, honorary SMS girl Katie. You've got the background all smudged. You've got different areas very lightly stamped in a light ink that came from the markers. Isn't that beautiful? There's your words at the bottom. That's the stamp set. Look at how pretty. Again, heat embossed, colored, stamped, snipped. So just like I did, I stamped it twice. Words. So pretty. Lots of negative space, just a real focal point on the, you need the stencil or the mask to get all that coloring done and not interfere with what you've done in coloring the main floral. Look at how pretty. Again, this is the one that's got the little oopsie on the stencil, but it didn't impact the samples at all. Dream. Look at how pretty. So use the stamp to make the background paper. Congratulations, a little bit of flicking going on there. Here we have, I think this is Patty, yep, honorary SMS girl Patty, wishing you love. Look at how pretty that is, and she left negative, it's beautiful. It's so pretty, Patty. You've got the stamps to kind of grungy it up, she kind of inked it. Use the words and cut them out and back them. White and some ink. There you go, white and some ink. Here we have Claire, lovely. So pretty. You are wonderful. This is Catherine. And again, just ink. Lots of ink. And stamp. And call it done. Some splots from the ink. Hello. I'm thinking this is echinacea. Look at how beautiful that is. Soft and elegant. And then Mary did vintage florals, where she's got stamp around the, she stamped the background in a very, very soft, almost watermark. And then did her two flowers. And then some of the ones that I did. I dropped one. Some of the ones that I did. That'll be finished by the girls, keeping it simple and easy and lovely and totally different from each other. And yet they all will look beautiful as a set. All right, you guys, what do we think? Do we like the tri-blends? Do you like the concept of them? Being able to have 27 colors and 9 markers and yet a million different, the gradation, you can ombre it to almost anything you want. Do we like seeing that the stencil platform is it is meant for stencils. That was his first idea was, oh my gosh, how do we make the most out of stencils? I know that's what Sizzix thought. And with that little green plastic piece of magic that moves everything around for you, it's brilliant. But then it's like, well, it also works as a stamp platform. Happy day. So it is a stencil and a stamp platform. And the size gives you that opportunity to grow with it. And as the stencils get a little bit bigger, we start doing more of our slim lines. I know that there's some product coming out of mine that might be a little bit larger. So having that extra space or being able to do a 12 by 12 layout and putting it on there and moving your stamp around or your stencil around to accommodate that 12 by 12 piece of paper, well, that's a bonus. So I loved Crafter's Companion. I love what they did today. I love what they brought, and I had too much fun playing with it. Thank you, Kimberly at Crafters. And when I called her, it was bring, 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 Kimberly, and she's like, hey, Stacy. She used to call me Stace. Stacy. She's Kimberly. I tried to call her Kim once, and I was said Kimberly. So I said, okay, well, I'm Stacy. That was years ago. So it's not well, I could. Hey, Stacy. Yeah, hi, Kimberly. Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news? And she's like, give me the good news first. I love the product. I do. I love it. I love it. What's the bad news? You've got one stencil that's just a little bit off. It's 92% yay, maybe even 95% yay. Just that one little area that doesn't quite line up, but you saw it didn't impact us at all. We just went for it because I gave myself permission to let it be, to just, if it looks like mud when I'm done, then I learned something, but I loved everything I did. So you can do it too. Give yourself the permission to try. Give yourself the permission to go, meh, and learn from what made you go, meh. Maybe those colors didn't work so well together. Finish it, give it to somebody, and don't use those color combinations again. All right, you guys, it is me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com with Crafter's Companion, Wahoo Kachoo, with our Sizzix stencil and stamp tool, Wahoo Kachoo. It's all on sale, both in store and online. You can go shopping anytime that makes your heart happy at scrapbookingmadesimple.com or come into our retail store Monday through Friday, 10 till 6. We are closed on the weekends. So I will see you next on Monday for our next Make It Monday, which is Creative Expressions. It is. And then I have our Thursday. Our Thursday events are now our New For You Thursdays. So I'll have a new For You Thursday. I'm working on my Take Two Tuesdays, which the first one, the overview, will be on January 23rd, and then we'll try and do every Tuesday throughout, although I'm going to Germany, so it's going to be a little tough, but we're going to get it done. So stay tuned, stay with me. 2 huge announcements next week, and I just appreciate all of you letting me sit here and play with you. I know I don't actually make anything, but I sure do have fun. All right, have a great rest of your day. I will see you Monday. Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Bye, Kimberly.